Hey guys, how y'all doing? I'm here to give you guys a very long recap for Shingeki no Kyojin or Attack on Titan on chapter 110. Now, this chapter right here, all I can really tell you right now, things are starting to look really crazy, especially what's going on in the society on the island, not to mention people making their own moves, not to mention motives. So, if anything else, let's just get this started. We have to it that Zeke explains to Levi about his weapon that's known to be a biological weapon known as gas, and apparently it is gas that contains the spinal fluid from Zeke himself. They end up having to use it on a village apparently, and he ends up having to give some kind of roar or command, and he ends up turning those people into Titans after they got doused with the spinal fluid gas from Zeke himself. And eventually Zeke therefore confirms that's the reason why he was able to control these Titans, because they were from his own power or something. And Levi really corrects him angrily by saying it's Rakago, it's the village. Rakago, not the village or whatever the hell it is. Whatever you did, you freaking massacred an Eldian village. You realize that, right? But Zeke therefore backs up his claims by saying, if I did not do that, they will figure out that I am with Eldia, and guess what? I will be caught red-handed, and I won't be able to help you guys out of where I am today. Look, haven't we talked about the same stories already? So what's up? And we see to it that Levi goes like, look, I know you don't give two freaking screws in the Woodson stock that you ain't feeling guilty about this at all. I don't even know if you're trying to save every Eldian. You know what? You don't even care about human lives at all. Zeke, on the other hand, says, hey, look, you're not popular with women, are you? Don't act like you understood someone's thoughts or feelings at all. But Levi tells him back by saying, I do understand, because there was a time that I was popular myself. You get it? And we see to it that Zeke asks, when do I do my experiment with Eren? And Levi says that I'm the one that decides that you will do the experiment, alright? I'm just waiting for orders from the headquarters. And Zeke's like, if they think they have enough time, tell them they are wrong. And Levi's like, that I have to agree with you on. Then we get a scenery switch with Pixies and Yelena. We have to it that Pixies ends up interrogating Yelena of what's going on here, and she therefore explains that she has been having a secret meeting with Eren Yeager once in a while here and there. Of course, he asked him did you persuade him to follow Zeke's plan or something? And Yelena says no, that's not really the case. We just had some sense of urgency to ask him to come to a certain agreement. And Pixies ask another question. So you advised Eren to infiltrate the Marley force and put the military into action? Is that what you did? And Yelena's like, no, I did not tell him that. All I asked him was there's a need to psych up the military or get their spirits up or confidence up. And Pixies is like, look, he could have talked to us directly, and there was enough risk of meeting a freaking dangerous promise in secret, And we see to it that Yelena explains yeah, but you would said it would have been dangerous to have former soldiers of the enemy nation and the founding Titan to meet, so I did not know, so I wasn't in a position to know if you're gonna let him go or not. And Pixies therefore says I see that you're worried about the volunteer soldiers falling into distrust. So was the secret worth meeting? So have you guys manipulated Eren to do your bidding? Is that what you want? And Yelena's like, no, that was never the intention at all. I just want Eren Yeager to recognize me, Although she also explains that Zeke gave us a lot of hope but we also wanted Eren Yeager to have his own ideas or ideals. But we also see to it that she explains that how he was able to deal a big damage to Marley's military here and there. And we're witnessing a change of history, which I do not know what the hell she's talking about, honestly. I mean, whatever it is, all I can say is that Pixies is interrogating her, asking about the meeting with Eren overall. And she therefore says she did this all for the sake of Eldia, but Pixies can tell by saying, I want to believe that too, and you must have told me all your conversations with Eren, but you suck at lying, you know that? So you need to mix some truths within it too. And we see Okiyapon ends up having a talk with Hanji about like what the hell is going on here, you know? Especially like we fought our lives together, and now you're telling me Zeke is a double agent, although they don't really know what to expect right now because of how things are going, you know? Eren being in jail, and now everyone's knowing certain secrets. Things are not looking so good. And we see to it that that Okiyapon ends up having a talk with Hanji, and Hanji ends up staring at his face and realizes that and was told that Yelena had a secret meeting with Eren apparently. And even Hanji goes like, "You really don't know?" He goes like, "No, I did not know." And Hanji's like, "Well, it looks like you look like you really did not know, to me at least." And he goes like, "Are you serious? You're saying that he had meetings with Yelena lately throughout the time?" And we had to it that this is beforehand, honestly, the meeting with Eren and Yelena. And aside from that, we have to it that Hanji asked Okiyapon, "Tell me everything you know about Yelena right now for the sake of our future." We have to it that Okiyapon explains that they brought volunteers together with Yelena, and she gathered half Marlians from the military with the promise of Zeke's secret plan. Whatever suspicious arose, she would point the gun at the Marlians and end up shooting them, you know, to prove her loyalty, getting her hands dirty. So she would end up killing people, those who are suspicious overall, if I have to say it. And eventually we have to he explains that he doesn't know why they met in secret, but whatever the case may be, it's not looking so pretty. And something about freedom, and along with she was trying to atone for her actions apparently, and made sure the volunteers wouldn't be so doubted here and there. And Hanji tells Okiyapon to follow him, and tells Okiyapon to follow her to go somewhere because something's not looking so great. You see, Armin was trying to touch Annie's crystal, which she is still in there, and it looks like to me she hasn't even aged. Well, with the exception maybe her hair being tied down maybe at most, but that's about it. And we see to it that Hitch stops Armin from touching Annie, and she goes, and Armin's like, I'm sorry, it's not like that. It's just memories of the Titans get triggered by me when I come in contact with her, you know? I thought it might be important to obtain any information. I wasn't thinking of anything disgusting or something. And Hitch is like, don't worry, it's okay. I know you're very interested of important information about Annie, you know? And Armin's like, no, it's not what you think, okay? And we have to it that Hitch is like, hey, don't worry about it. I'm not gonna ditch you off and not gonna let you come here again. But Annie, you really are famous, you know that, especially when you're sleeping. And we see to it that Hitch gives Armin the newspaper what's going on. It seems like to me they are betraying the volunteer soldiers and monopolizing profits here and there. It's starting to be very, very dangerous, not to mention Zeke's existence or the rumbling. And they can't reveal that yet. And we see to it that the people outside are protesting, saying, release Eren, what the hell are you doing, you know, kind of thing. Eldians were the victims of Marley, and the history of the world was a fabrication of Marley. We have to change everything, kill all the Marleyans. And I'm like, dang, they're starting to become really ugly savages in the end, you know? But, you know, I can't really blame them because, think about it, Marley has lied and started to use Paradise Island like a freaking, bloodbath for their own selfish desires. I can't blame them for being what they are, especially today, to present time in Shingeki no Kyojin. Aside from that, we have to it that Mikasa ends up trying to talk. Mikasa tells Armin that we have to go talk to Zachary, you know? And Zaki, on the other hand, says sorry for having to have you talk to me around this time. But, you know, I know that you guys want to visit Eren Yeager, but I cannot let you. We got confirmation that he had some meetings with some girl named Yelena, and we have to it that we don't know what's really going on, and we actually told him all the story, but he remained silent, not saying a damn word, you know? Not to mention, he operated alone in Marley itself, not to mention, carrying out experiments in these circumstances. This is a huge violation of military authority by the volunteer soldiers. And we also believe that Eren Yeager might be controlled by Zeke. He's manipulating him or somehow brainwashing him. And they go what the hell are you talking about? Are you serious about this? And Zachary's like, this is what I'm telling you in my full confidence of words. I'm not lying to you. This is what we believe in and what we've been told. Well, Zeke manipulating or controlling Eren is what we believe in, but we're not so 100% sure. And we see to it that we see to it that like Zach Lee ends up taking a look at some kind of chair of his, and he goes like, "What's wrong?" He goes like, "Oh, it's nothing personal. I mean, I didn't have anywhere to put it, so I asked the new recruits to move it here recently." And we see to it that Armin's like, "Can't we at least talk to him for a bit? It won't hurt to try." But we have to it that Zach Lee's like, "We have to tread carefully. There will be no discussions about this. I'm sorry." And therefore they got sent out, and we see to it that the military has already started abandoning Eren here and there. But all of a sudden, we see to it that Armin's really concerned about this, and that they might have already found a successor for the founding Titan. And we see to it that Mikasa's like, "I'll go and listen on the conversation in that room," but Armin's like, "No, no, no, don't even think about it." But Mikasa's like, "Come on, I'm not gonna get caught." But Armin's like, "Look, it has not been decided yet. We mustn't violate military law." But all of a sudden, Mikasa ends up having some kind of instinct to protect Armin, and all of a sudden, kaboom! An explosion happened in Zach Lee's office, and half of Zach Lee's body ends up landing in the front yard. And everyone's like, "What in the freaking hell just happened?" And we see to it that that the people who saw his corpse ends up saying, "Finally, our anger has heard. We'll fight too. Victory to the rebirth of the Eldian Empire. Dedicate your hearts, dedicate your hearts, dedicate your hearts." And we see to it that there's a meeting right now that's happening, like General Zach Lee's custom chair might have had a bomb installed in there, you know? And we have to that they're trying to figure out who would do such a thing. And right now they don't know who it is, and they add to me that all volunteer soldiers are under house arrest, you know? Who would have like triggered the bomb inside Zach Lee's custom chair? And we see to it that they tried asking some of the new recruits to help, but Armin remembers that that some of the new recruits actually helped him move the chair, and they go, "You know, recruits from which division?" And Armin explains that it was just the general saying that there were some new recruits, and that's about it. Me and Mikasa went into. It was shortly after Mikasa and I went into the general's room. We saw some new recruits who were leaving headquarters from the Survey Corps, and they go like, "So are you saying like there has been things going on?" Not to mention like Niall, I think the guy who was Irvin's best friend or something, says, "You know, I also heard about people being punished for leaking Eren's information to the Survey Corps. Are you seriously?" They couldn't be them, right? And they get news that, "Oh, we got some trouble. Eren Yeager just escaped from the underground prison. He used his power of the Titans to create a hole, and he ends up hardening it so we won't be able to track him down." And we see to it that they go like, "Oh no, this is not looking good." And they end up going like, "Okay, send all soldiers to search for him right now." Right now, Mikasa is really concerned about this, and Armin's like, "Oh man, this is not looking good." Eren, who just recently escaped, meets up with the group apparently and asks them, "How many do we have?" And they explain that we have more members, including the ones that aren't here, as Flock explained. The prison guard that rescued us from prison, and the prison guard that allowed us to meet here right now. They are inside the military right now, hiding, you know. There was also another one who blew up Darius Zach Lee with the bomb, as the military wanted someone they were comfortable with to inherit your founding Titan. But you're the only person who could save Eldia. Therefore, he gives Eren Yeager his cloak, and Eren says, "We just have to identify Zeke's location. That's it. That's all for now." And we see to it that that Armin explains that, "Don't worry, Mikasa. I mean, if he will surely understand us if we explain. He will surely understand this." And we see to it that one of the people talking to a certain someone says like, "The military are busy, are being loud or something about this morning." And we see Piek, the quadruple Titan user, actually in freaking Paradise Island spying on people, and a visit from a foreign invader. So yeah, without a lot of details given here, I will tell you that it's just like Zeke explaining about his gas weapon to Levi, and the mistrust in Levi's mistrust towards Zeke. Commander Pixie's interrogating Yelena about this meeting with Eren, and not to mention chaos happening right now with people protesting. Mikasa and Armin trying to get to visit Eren, but they are unable to. And we see to it that a bomb gets set off after Armin and Mikasa left after seeing 3 recruits entering Zackley's office. And everything's starting to go more chaos with everyone saying that our anger is heard. A meeting about the bomb with Zackley, not to mention maybe the people who are arrested might be arrested about leaking Eren's information might be involved with the bombing. Eren having to escape prison, meet up with this group, and they end up having to explain the situation to him, and they will find Zeke. And not to mention Piek, or the quadruple titan user, the one that goes on all fours, is inside Paradise Island. So yeah, this is a pretty tense chapter. If you guys read it, you will understand. Those of you guys who just came here and may not understand what I just said, you'll be very confused and might go like, what the hell did you just say, or what's going on here? Like I said, like there's just like big major talks in this chapter. That's about it. With Zackley being bombed to hell or bombed to death, you know, and Eren Yeager having to escape and making his own move, trying to identify Zeke's location. Yeah, things are starting to look really tense right now. I don't know what's really bound to happen next in next month's chapter or something, but it's gonna be more dangerous and chaotic now, since like everyone's starting to riot with Eren wanting Eren released and Eren having to escape. Not looking so good. Not to mention Piek, the quadruple titan, is on Paradise Island right now. So I do not know how this is gonna go, but it's not looking pretty. So until then, I will see you guys in my next video. So I'm Alpha Zero, people. Have a good day, and I'll see you guys next time, alright? Peace out. Bye-bye. Toodaloo!